That's all right. Hey, welcome everybody to the stream. As you see in the top right corner of your screen, we're going to do the Go Lurk Yourself podcast live today. We're going to record a little bit of the pod's still going to go up. Hey, what's up, Metal Parky? The pod's still going to go up on the normal feed, but I thought we'd do a little bit of a live feed today, just for something fun to do. Welcome, Cherry Cake.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm alright.
I think my music's just a bit too loud. Let me know if you guys are here, what it sounds like. I think Parky said he had to go lurk for a minute. Music's too loud, Dew says. Can you hear Cherry now?
Can you hear me now?
What about Gorby? Are you there? Or he had to go AFK, didn't he?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Just figuring out how to use a mute button, that's all.
Oh, okay, cool. So what we're doing today is we'll do a little bit of catch up with Gorby. We haven't talked to Gorby that much in a while, and then we thought we'd talk about Red Dead Redemption 2. At least I think we Gorby and I've had two different experiences with the game, and we wanted to just talk through that because I didn't want to. I just spoiler. I didn't care for it much. I didn't want to shit on it the whole time, and I don't think Cherry's played it, right?
Nope.
But you've seen some streams of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you ever play the first one, Cherry?
I did.
Oh, nice. And the footage that I'm using is like a YouTuber's, just because he has like a gameplay loop, and someone just donated money, and I'm like, wait a minute, who just donated me money? Oh, that's funny. Gorby, how the hell you been, buddy?
I have been very, very busy.
Yeah. What have you been up to, man?
Work, and I've been working on lots of films. I've done 12 projects this year.
Yeah.
In the last 12 months, maybe 13 now.
Is that writing, directing, or starring in Deuce Bigelow the Third?
A little bit of writing, very little directing, a lot of working on the set, running the set, a lot of producing, those kinds of things.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it has been. It's been a lot of work, which is okay. It's very fulfilling to me. I put in, it's like a part-time job, like 20, 30 hours a week, every week, between meetings, being on set, being in writers' rooms, working on stuff. It's been a constant barrage of things I need to learn, and I don't know, it's a whole new adventure.
So what was it like meeting Martin Scorsese?
Well, Marty and I...
If you know him, you call him Marty.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
No, don't know him. I am going out west next weekend. We'll see.
Where are you going? California?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Yep, I fly out on Friday for 4 days. Just kind of a networking thing.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see how that goes.
Cough, cough, cough.
Yeah. Sorry, was that off mic? Did I mute
No,
it?
you got it just in time. It's fine. I'm messing with you.
Man. Yeah, there's a guy I met a few months ago who he's a podcaster. Does the
What a
Film
loser.
Vault. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he does it for a living.
Oh, okay.
So he made a feature film last year that I helped crowdfund, harassing people to give money, and I gave it some money. Anyway, I met him back, I don't know, a few months ago in Denver, and we kind of hit it off, and it sounds like more and more, the longer this connection goes, when he gets his next film, I'll be working on it.
That's
That'll be
great.
a paid gig.
Holy cow, you'll be professional then.
Actually getting paid. We'll see. I mean, that could be, that might not ever happen. I don't.
But you got to take those risks if you want to turn your love and your hobby into something that you get professionally paid to do. I mean, that's just part of it.
Yep, exactly. And that's it is what it is. I got to put myself out there, and if I get shit on, I get shit on.
Yeah.
I'm realizing that more and more, and
you got to swing at the ball.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, that's
awesome,
been my
man.
life. So I've had very little video game time, as most people who know me on this stream probably haven't seen me much showing up and playing. But now that it's getting colder out, most of my productions are slowing down, which is good.
That's really good. Maybe we'll see you more than once every 6 months now, huh?
I would, at least for the next few months, I have about...
No. Well, once in 6 months is enough.
Some might say too much.
Man.
So, Cherry, what have you been up to since we last hung out with Gorby a lot?
Oh, Nothing is half as exciting as what he's been up to.
And then it's not a contest. I mean, even though we're all losing compared to Gorby, it's not a contest.
Yeah, it is. Everything in life is a contest.
Oh, yeah.
Not much really. Just about the same old. Streaming, playing games, work, about the usual.
Have you been? You have a new job? I thought you're working more hours at your job, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more. Well, you were only working part time. I think last time we all talked.
Well, technically it's still classed as part time, but it's a few
okay.
more hours.
Gotcha.
Work is stupid. Just
It
so you
is.
guys are aware.
Yeah.
Thanks for clearing that up for us.
But it depends what you do, though, Gorby.
Well, my
I mean, if
job
you
is
like-
stupid.
Well, yeah, not your actual job, but the one that you get paid for is probably stupid.
Yeah.
But if you like what you do and you get paid for it, then work isn't so stupid.
No, that's probably pretty accurate. I've never liked what I did for a living for any extended amount of time, so it's just one of those things.
Did you notice he said it in past tense? Like he's already in his mind put it behind him. I can hear it.
Oh, my current job?
Yeah, you said I never liked what I did for a living.
No,
like you're not still doing it.
Other career choices I've had.
Oh,
like,
okay.
You go like, hey, I really like this job for about a week, maybe 2 months. We'll be fair. And then once you get done with that, you're like, man, that sucks. And I've never gotten that kind of fulfillment from my job.
I can tell you, my experience has been most of my work and in places I've worked have been people dependent. Like if I have a really hard time getting along with someone, it makes a job I like a job I hate, and vice versa.
Right.
I could put up with a shitty job if the people I'm with are all on the same team. So I hate when you get in that interpersonal politics and you got one horse's ass who wants to run everything, and you know what I mean. It's like, come on, we're all here to do the same job. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, if you notice that I sound a little rough this morning, is I got home about 4:00 this morning from a music gig. Talking about your hobbies that you love to do and not get paid for. Well, I mean, I get paid, but not anything worth what all the time and money I put into it.
Yes, there have been a few gigs I've gotten $50 here.
Yeah,
For.
you might have had your dinner and maybe your gas paid for a couple of days.
Right.
And that's about where we were last night. But the time zone changed this weekend in America, so we played from 10 to 1, and at 1:00 I looked at my phone, it said 2. I'm like, shit, what happened? Because I guess 1 a.m. is when the time changed via the cell phone companies. But
Oh, it is for you guys, isn't it? For us, it's 2 a.m.
oh yeah, because you guys are an hour time zone west of us, even though you're not really that far west.
Right.
Wait, so your clocks have just gone forward?
Fall back. We went from at 1:00 it jumped to 2. Are you with me so far?
No, shouldn't it have been the other way around?
That's in the he's right. She's right. If it's
If it was
1 o'clock,
it should have been
it
midnight.
should jump back. So if it was 2, it should have been 1. In Wisconsin, you get an extra hour of drinking on those nights. Last night. I do remember that.
We gained an hour apparently, but I didn't get home till 4 a.m. It was a good time though.
Ugh, stupid farmers. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. But the reason I brought up time and all the things we've been busy doing is because I know Gorby's been busy as shit, and I know I've been busy as shit with this. My work is food based, and this is our Thanksgiving is happening right now from a production and distribution standpoint. So like all the time I've spent in the last week and a half, I spent 12-hour days all week just messing with stuff. I'm trying to play Red Dead Redemption 2 and get ready for this podcast, and I had an absolutely terrible time. And I associated a lot of that, or I counted a lot of that up to just being busy and not in the mood for a deeper game. But clearly Gorby enjoyed it, and he's in the same time crunch I am. So let's talk about Red Dead. Let's start with what everybody's initial impressions and expectations were for Red Dead. Cherry, you've said you played Red Dead 1 and what you've seen from Red Dead 2. What did you expect before it was released? What kind of game were you thinking it was going to be? Just an updated version or something new? Did you have any reason to believe it's something else?
Well, I did. There's a few channels on YouTube that I keep up to date with, and obviously because it's such a massive game that has come out, they were obviously covering a bit of it. So I saw into what it was trying to be. Well, I don't know because I haven't played it, but I did know it was it's a prequel of sorts to the first game.
Oh yeah.
So there's a few bits of callbacks and stuff and characters that are included in this one that you might recognise from the first one. But in terms of the game, I didn't really know much anything else really about it. I didn't know what the whole story was. I knew you played as a guy called Arthur, and that was really it, I guess.
Did you like the first game? You said you played it.
Yes, I did. I really enjoyed the first game.
Okay, Crunk, did you like the first game?
I did like what I played of it, but I did not finish it. This is like 360 era, right?
Yeah.
I think it was one of
360 games.
Yeah, I think it was on the pile of games that I was trying to play when my third Xbox broke, and I was just like, fuck it with the X. I threw the Xbox away. I was done with it.
So I should get it for PS3.
Yeah, it was $5 recently. Well, maybe a year ago, I guess.
Recently.
And you know what? I said it's one of the last games. No, it wasn't. It was probably it came out in 2010, so it's 2 or 3 years before the next gens really took over.
Yeah, I remember there's a huge gap between these games.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah, and I figured out why. And so I already understand, I think, why you dislike the game, because I can tell you for the first 3 hours of this game, I was questioning if I even liked it. It's clunky, it's slow, it's Grand Theft Horse.
Yeah.
I don't know why Rockstar refuses to do something about their control scheme or update it, so it's a little more. I don't know.
What's wrong with it, Gorby?
It
reminds me of the old Atari tank sim games.
Yeah, it's not that tank controls that like Resident Evil used to have,
right?
But it's difficult to focus on the things you want to focus on. Like today, I was in a basement looking through, playing a game in a basement in somebody's cellar, trying to look at something on the shelf, and I could not figure out how to cycle between the stuff that's there, because there's sometimes you'll get things you don't have room for, but the thing next to it you want to pick up. So I have not quite mastered how to switch focus on what I want to pick up, that kind of stuff. Go ahead.
I had that problem with Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
In that there was when you come across objects that are close to each other, you want to choose one of them, but you end up picking the other one, or something happens,
right.
And Lara will turn around and say, "Oh, I can't pick that up because my."
Can you guys hear them? Okay, let me know.
But you didn't.
Morning,
want that
Lord.
thing,
Morning,
you wanted
Sin.
the thing next to it, so I totally get what you mean by focusing on things.
That drives me nuts.
Gorby was dancing around it and said it pretty well, but just to flesh that out a little bit, one of the problems that I have with the controls is just like you're talking about. A lot of this game is looting, and it's of course it's slow, and I get it. It's very deliberately slow and to a point, but because there's momentum in your character's movements, it's super realistic. It's really hard to stand in front of a dresser and like move just a little bit left to grab the thing and move a little bit right to grab the thing without walking right past it, because your character has to stop moving for a second. And that kind of problem permeates the entire game. Like I've sat down to play it 5 times, and I had one really fun stream, one really fun session, despite the control issues that bothered me the entire time, because the story mode was great. And it reminds me of GTA 4. I really liked GTA 4 for the story, but I had to push myself through the gameplay moments because the controls were just more realistic than fun. You know what I mean?
GTA 4, not 5.
I was talking about 4 as one I had to push through. I did play through 5, had a very similar experience.
Yeah, I think that's pretty standard with Rockstar. Because I only finished one Grand Theft Auto, and it happened to be the 5th one.
Okay.
But the writing, I really enjoyed the story so much that I was playing through my game. I'd save my game, hand the controller off. The wife would start her game, and we both watched through the game essentially completely twice. But driving that game took forever to get used to. Shooting in that game took forever to get used to. Picking things up, and that is the one fault I have with this game.
Cherry, do you feel like you're listening to Old Man Yells at Cloud, the podcast?
No, but I was just thinking then, actually, Gorby probably makes quite a good point when he was talking about playing GTA 5 twice, but watching once and playing it, because when you get into games that are like so massive and encapsulating as these are, when you're playing it, you kind of miss things because you're concentrating on, who to shoot or where to go or how to drive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you watch someone play it, you get the other experience of, you get to look around. So I kind of feel like Red Dead Redemption 2 might be down the same corridor.
It is okay. So Breath of the Wild, I don't know where you two fell on that game, but I thought that game was amazing.
Yeah,
The things that
it's a great
allowed
game.
you to do, the freedom you had. This game is almost equivalent from what I can tell. I'm able to do almost anything I want to do in the Old West.
Yeah.
I'm quite shocked the things I find out you can end up doing. It's probably not as advanced as Zelda was in that, but I mean, Zelda and this game also have that slow burn effect, meaning it takes a while to get into the game. And for whatever reason, I'm giving Red Dead a pass on that because I thought they deliberately made the pacing of the game in the beginning to be like a Western. So it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
So just really kind of slow and dry, and oh my God, that guy's bleeding out. I'm not. So evidently, the worse the meaner you are in the game, the gorier the game gets.
Oh, really?
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gorby, does this have the same kind of choices as like Mass Effect, where you can be a good guy or a bad guy?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh wow, okay, I didn't know.
Well, let me take a quick second to give a shout out to the people watching the stream. Sinistar's here, says good morning to everybody. We've got Sunny D hanging out. Lord Humanity's here, and Snuffus is here, telling us to make sure we shoot them in the dick.
I've done that a few times. It's important. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming to watch the stream today.
Yeah, for those of you who are just joining, we've got Cherry and Gorby, and we're talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm sorry, keep going, Gorby.
I don't know. That's essentially it. Like, this game feels like Zelda in the Old West.
Yeah.
And like just the little details in this game, just running around like you did in Zelda. So Zelda did this to me, where one night I'd be like, okay, tonight I'm gonna finish that temple or dungeon or whatever it was called, and I would end up 4 hours dicking around doing stuff off the map. And this is the same thing with this game, where all of a sudden I look up and 3 hours have gone by, which for me is very difficult for a game to do that to me. Usually it's 45-minute bursts and I have to go.
But that is kind of a running theme with games lately, because I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm exactly the same on that, Gorby. I'll be mooching around the map and be like, right, I need to continue the story. I'll look at my map and I'll be like, oh, but I'm near this waypoint. I can just do this. Or I can just do this side quest as well.
Right.
While I'm here, I'll just do this. Or I'll go see that. It's not a bad thing, but it does mean it takes up a lot of your time.
Here's my problem with that.
I love that, actually. I love that.
For me personally, and it's probably more to do with the quirks of how I like to game, this game really beats you over the head with you got to upgrade your camp, you got to farm, you got to do this, you got to do this, and I'm like, every time I'm running around not upgrading the farm, I feel like I'm wasting my time. You go to the farm and there's these exclamation points above the certain spots. I've played for 10 hours and I don't know how to do any of that yet.
Are those things that they require you to do, or are they just optional things?
They tell you that you should do it early on, and I went and watched a bunch of because I was really frustrated at my first couple sessions, so I went and watched a top 10 things you need to do at the beginning, or to get into Red Dead Redemption, and it was upgrade your camp. Well, not what do I do to upgrade my camp? It was. And I'd go to start doing one thing, and then all of a sudden, without realizing it, I would trigger another story mission that I could not stop. It took me out on another story mission. I'm like, well, what the fuck is this going on here? So I think when I'm not done giving this game a chance. I as much as it's frustrated me, I understand that probably that's my own personality, and like controls are really important to me, and bad controls really can put me in a bad mood, and then I have no tolerance for anything. and this game is that way. This game is really sluggish controls, and it really drives me nuts.
The whole game is rather sluggish.
Yeah.
I don't like that I can't run in camp. You have to walk.
Oh, it forces you to walk.
Yeah.
That drives me bananas.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing past the things, and I'm also with you, Crunk, that I hate bad controls. And for whatever reason, this game has sunk its teeth into me. And maybe it's because I just kept plodding away at it. But I can tell you, if I would have quit, which I do often in the first 3 hours, that I would have missed out. Now, but man, it was frustrating to begin with. I couldn't figure out where to play poker. By the way, everybody playing poker in this game is terrible.
Yeah, I found that the first mission where you have to go get the Reverend.
Yeah.
And his two guys that were playing him while he was trash, I cleaned those guys out in like 40 minutes. Not even that. That was one of the fun nights I had in this game. I was like, oh, I can just play Texas Hold'em. It's not deal with all these terrible controls.
Right. Well, no, because that's also tedious because they make you wait through things. And so, but fishing in this game is fun. Hunting in this game is fun.
Now, see, tell me about the hunting. How is it fun? Here's my experience. You run off. You see an animal run off. You push down both sticks, and you see a line on the ground. You track it. You hunt them down. Shoot them in the head. Walk up to them. Skin them. Take them back to your horse. Put them on your horse. Take them back to camp. That's it.
You have to study, and you have to find the legendary animals. It's just a little different. You know, it's just a little. It's a little different, man. It's
when you study, did it tell you the condition? Because I tried that, and all it did was open the compendium. Is that how you say that?
Compendium, yeah.
Compendium.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the big brain on Gorby over here. Compendium. I'm just fucking with you.
$3 word for the day. I don't know. For whatever reason, I can find myself fishing a lot in this game.
Yeah. And
I'm not quite sure why. And I don't know why I like the hunting. But
did your dad not love you enough as a child?
I didn't have a dad.
Oh, okay. Well,
Whoa.
So,
welcome to Daddy Issues, the podcast.
Oh my God! And then I can tell you, the first time I took a bath in this game, my wife happened to be sitting on the couch looking at her phone, as she often does.
Yeah.
And of course, have you taken a bath in this game?
In real life or in the game? Because the answer is no either way.
Oh, well, yeah, of course the girl comes in to scrub you down. I'm like,
oh, okay.
Yes. But
I'm really dirty right here, if you know what I'm saying.
Exactly. Are you recording this, by the way?
Yes.
It says not recording, just so you're aware.
Oh, that's all right. I'll get the VOD and get the audio from the VOD.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that on stream.
It's okay.
But like the amount of detail in this game looks amazing in the HDR 4K look.
What timing the video that we're watching has the bath coming up?
Oh, wow. There it is. And here she comes to rub her things on your face. There's too many kids around.
Oh, like in Dragon Quest. What was that called?
I don't know. I couldn't play that game. We could talk about that game. I didn't like it. But
well, that was pretty open and shut.
Puff. Do you remind me it's called Puff Puff?
I put 12 hours into that game, and it's just I couldn't get in. It just was kind of boring.
It's okay.
I need the Old West drunken, I guess, whores, technically.
You need whores and guns in your video games?
Yes, and cocaine gum.
Who doesn't?
Exactly.
Cocaine gum. They have that in this game?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Oh, I have to find something then.
Yeah, no, it's all over the place. And the story in this game, I read that it's a 50 hours to finish the story.
Yeah.
That's awesome and crazy all at the same time. Because think how many games have that long of a story? If you plot through the story, will take you 50 hours that aren't like JRPGs.
Or padded out with bullshit escort quests and stuff.
Right.
I'm just watching this video right now of
she's dressed more than the one that was giving me cleaning me was. And then this arm into the tub.
Well, the button prompts are like scrub left leg, scrub right leg.
Yes.
And this is if you're getting frustrated by the controls and not being able to figure out what to do and where to go, this tedium of every little option. I'll tell you the one I did that was great. We did on stream, we did the one where you go into the bar with Lenny, and you get shit-faced with Lenny.
Great quest.
You have to go
visual.
You have to go find him, and then you get shit-faced, and you're like, your vision's all blurred, and at the end, everybody's Lenny. You can't find Lenny, but everyone on the screen is Lenny, and you're like, what the fuck? And the guys look at you like, I'm not Lenny. What the hell's wrong with you? And that was really good. You wake up like the next morning, you have to escape from the law comes in and you have to run out. That was fun. And that's when I was kind of reminded of GTA 4 and 5 is like, there's really good stuff in here. It's just surrounded by all this minutia, and that's what got me stressed.
I absolutely understand that. I think this game is 100% worth it for anybody that can spend the time, but you have to get to chapter 2 at least before you really can get into the meat of the game. Because that first one, first of all, that the intro, like chapter 1,
the snow stuff,
the snow, that's old school Western.
Yeah,
and there's not much going on in that, but it looks amazing.
I think that's smart of them to have that intro like that, because it strips away all of the rabbit holes you can go down once you get to camp.
Right, and there are a lot of rabbit holes.
Oh man, literal rabbit holes. You literally can kill and hunt rabbits in this.
I run them over quite a bit on accident.
Yeah, there's an achievement system for running over animals with your horses.
Oh no!
And comparing this to Breath of the Wild, here's one thing Breath of the Wild has over this. The first time I was in a robbery, I jumped on a horse and I was getting chased, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I was, you have to spam the X button to run fast.
Yeah.
My horse ran straight into a tree and killed me.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, I guess the horses are stupid in this.
They are dumb.
If you've never ridden a horse in real life like I have, they won't run into shit or jump off cliffs on their own. Even if you tell them to, they won't do it. Because they want to be your friend, they don't want to die. Snuffus asks if there's a makeup shotgun in this game.
A makeup? Oh. I'm like, what? Oh, Simpsons reference. You have that set to whore. Sorry.
No, that's perfect. I love that. That was a great call out.
Oh, man.
Metal Parky is also here. He was just, I think he's at work, so he's like checking in here and there. Totally unrelated to my question about who Cherry's seeing these days.
Oh, I thought he had a question.
Did he?
I don't know. I'm not close enough.
No, he's just closing shop. He didn't ask a question.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there he is.
I thoroughly think that the details in this game can be cumbersome, but are worth it. Like cleaning yourself and the horse is very important. Otherwise, people will start complaining to you.
That you stink?
Well, yeah. And the flies will bother the horse. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I've not got that far yet, I guess.
Oh, man. I have a carcass on the back of my horse right now, and I think it went a day, and the horse is flinching, which tells me that's exactly what it is. And the story is very good. I did not finish Red Dead 1, but it was in a time of my life where I barely played video games.
Gotcha.
Even less than now. And but I really thought it was such a great concept, and I really wanted to get back to it. And then, of course, I never did. But I like to see that this is really Rockstar's really next-gen game. Their only next-gen game.
Yeah, because what GTA 5 was when it came to the next-gen consoles was just a port.
Right. And hopefully it's not 8 years before we get the next whatever they're going to put out.
There are rumors of GTA 6 being in production.
That wouldn't surprise me, especially after this. However, it takes them 8 years, so 2021,
right?
I guess.
It's probably been in production for a while.
Yeah.
Well, and this game is going to have online mode like Grand Theft Auto Online, I believe.
Yeah.
Really?
Which will be pretty cool, I hope.
I don't know, man. The GTA Online is mostly a cash grab, it seems to me.
Well, I haven't played it since it launched, and it was really janky at launch, but that thing has made $1 billion, billion plus.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what's going on there.
You played a lot of GTA Online, didn't you, Cherry?
Not really. No, I played a lot of GTA. I sort of dipped a toe into the GTA Online, but if you're playing, because I think me and you tried to do some online gaming, and it didn't really work. I don't know if it's because obviously we're on different continents, but it felt like Gorby was saying then, it felt a little bit janky, to be honest, but
yeah,
some people seem to really like it.
Yeah, I know people that really did like it.
Yeah.
And I'm getting spoilers because I have no idea what's going on here.
Oh,
in this video.
Well, that's good. It's not really spoilers if you're not if you don't know what it is.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and I know a lot of people really. Yeah, you're right. They still play it. Like, I know when I pre-ordered this, like 2 days early, I got $1 million in GTA Online money.
I think that's why it's been going for so long. If the online had died, I think they would have abandoned it sooner.
Yeah.
But it just seems like just a massive money-making machine. So why would you?
Yeah, why stop? Why put your money into making something else when this is just raking in cash for no cost?
It's Half-Life 3, essentially.
Yeah.
Valve doesn't need to make games anymore because of Steam, and it essentially, everybody wants another game, but hey, we probably will never get it.
Metal Parky says, "See, the problem with games like this is I get distracted and forget the quest." Yes, but I think that's what if I'm understanding what Gorby, if you're saying this, is that's part of the charm that you like with this game is that you can just mess around and
it's immersive. It's immersive. So the one thing is it's not like a random quest game. Once you start a quest, you are on that quest.
Yeah.
You can't really go off the rails, which is a pretty good design for this, because I can't imagine like you would fail everything, because it's all time driven once you start those quests.
Right. If you've have you been wandering around and had a random encounter pop up yet?
Oh, a bunch of them.
Yes.
Have you seen the Klan yet?
No.
I've run into the Ku Klux Klan twice.
Oh my God. What? So the one of the coolest, like as much of the problems I've had with the game, I do mightily respect some of the things they put in. A lot of the things they put in, and that's they have a AI in there that basically every so often will pop up some kind of encounter. Like I found a guy with his foot stuck in a bear trap. I found someone robbing another guy, and you have to make a decision whether to help the people getting robbed or kill that guy or rob everybody. And it's those kind of things are really, really neat. And my last game session was Friday night, and I got pissed off. I said, "Fuck it, I'm killing everybody." And so I went through a town and I shot everybody I could until my wanted level got so high that like the Pinkertons come out and they like could snipe you from a mile away, and there's no getting away from them.
How far in the story did you get? Can I ask that?
I'm trying to think about the last story mission I did. After going with Lenny, I was supposed to go find somebody in town. Lenny and I were, but we had to go get drunk first, and then went back to town and thinking, okay, well, I failed at getting the guy, so I'm gonna go talk to what's his name, the big guy at the camp.
Dutch.
I was going to go talk to Dutch, and he's just like, everything's cool, no problems. I was like, okay, well, is that mission over? What do I need to do to initiate it again? And I couldn't quite figure that out. So
there's a way to replay every mission.
Okay, in the start menu, right?
Yeah. So you are able to redo that. Now I know that. There are some really fun story missions where you're rescuing a guy out of jail.
Yeah, I have that one. I haven't started it yet. I had the conversation.
Yeah, that mission gets insane.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to do, actually. And when Lenny was like, "Well, first we got to go get drunk," I'm like, "Why?" Why? Because he was all shook up from they tried to hang Lenny, and that's why he was. They were going to lynch him, and they said we need to chill him out.
This game definitely has an anti-racism theme.
Oh, really? Darn.
No, I think that's in this day and age, it's probably a good thing.
I know.
I'm sure people are going to complain they make the KKK look like idiots and not evil.
Oh, Jesus.
They're like the Keystone Cops in this damn thing. Like,
right.
They're dropping stuff on their heads and stuff.
Was that the guys from was Django Unchained? They kind of looked like idiots in that too.
Maybe. But there are times where you have certain people in your party and people will make comments, about, nationalities and blah, blah, blah. And it's interesting. I think it's an important message. However, it will get diluted online, as it always does.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've heard, but being a nationalist used to be a bad thing.
Yep.
Oh, God. I'm not going to even go down that tangent.
No. Well, our last nationalist president was 30 years before this game took place.
Right.
20 years? 20 years. Sorry. Nope. That's totally wrong, too. 60 years. Man.
It's been a while.
Yes, absolutely.
Cherry's like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah, we're going off on a tangent, Cherry.
No.
Cherry, bring us back.
Guns, horses.
Shooty things.
Wild West. I don't know.
It's a wonderful game. I suggest checking it out, but spend your time in it. And I couldn't imagine playing it on stream because it's just too immersive for me.
Yeah, I realized after the second time I tried to stream it that, okay, this is not a good stream game for me. So I tried playing it offline, 3 times offline. But Well, I think we've talked Red Dead enough. I mean, wholehearted endorsement, I think, from Gorby.
Yes, for sure.
I'm sure Cherry will give it a shot when it comes to PC. Is that right, Cherry?
I'm hoping, yes.
Yeah, and I'm even though I've had some mixed experiences with it, I'm not writing it off yet. I'm like everyone's saying, go in with your eyes open, understand what you're getting into before you go into it, and look for look past the shitty controls. But that brings me to my next thing. Are there any games coming out? We've got 7-8 weeks till Christmas, or maybe not even that long now. Are there any big games coming out on the big holiday season that you guys are looking forward to a lot?
Ooh, Gorby.
The Cherry, you go first.
I sprung this on them, guys.
Ooh.
I could go first if you guys aren't ready.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
no.
How about this? Oh, go ahead, Cherry. You go first.
Wait, Gorby. I was going to say two that are on my radar. Spyro.
Oh yeah.
Smash Brothers, that is coming out as well.
So for me, I am not looking forward to Fallout. I am not looking forward to Smash Brothers. I have nothing I'm looking forward to. I've been looking. This was probably it for me this year.
Yeah, this is the big one.
I've heard Fallout has gotten pretty slated thanks to the beta that has just been out.
I can't get into Fallouts.
I've never been able to get into one either.
I might pick up Civ 6 for the Switch. That might be.
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
They put out Diablo 3 for the Switch finally.
Oh,
Yeah, I would consider that. Except I have it on like 6 platforms.
Oh my god, did you guys see the reaction to at BlizzCon about the Diablo mobile game?
Yeah.
Everybody's pissed, aren't they?
Oh yeah, well because there's all these rumors that Diablo 4, it's going to be Diablo 4, and then they come out and they have this big to-do, this big massive CGI intro. You know how they do the intro movies to everything, and they come out and they're like, everyone has a mobile phone in their pockets. You can hear like the crickets in the audience, people groaning, and they're like, and we're more connected than we've ever been. And I gotta give it to I wouldn't ever do this, but it made me laugh so hard. And I think it's an asshole thing to do, but it made me laugh. This guy at BlizzCon during a live Q&A stood up and goes, "Yeah, could you settle a bet for me and my friends? I'm pretty sure that this is just an ill-timed April Fool's joke, right? Right, Blizzard?" And people in the audience started laughing. The guy on the stage is like, he looks all meek and squeamish. He's like, "No, I assure you, it's real."
I would doubt it. I would doubt what this game is, but I look at what Blizzard has done their entire life cycle.
Right.
They made a better action RPG with Diablo. They made a better MMO with WoW. They made a better FPS, regardless of what people think, with Overwatch.
Yeah.
They've done it over and over. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to go in with an open mind, and we'll see.
Is this the part where I tell you that Blizzard didn't develop it?
Oh shit! Seriously?
Yeah, it's one of the critiques about it is that the company, and their name's escaping me, that's a mobile company, has a bunch of Diablo knockoffs, and that's who they hired to make the Diablo version. So maybe they'll be working with them. What I've seen is that they were basically producer credits, not design credits. So who knows? But my bigger concern is that this kind of screams to me that it's a decision by Activision that they want. They're looking at all this mobile revenue and they're like, we need to strengthen our revenue from mobile via this brand, And to me, that's the wrong reason to make a game. What I've always respected about Blizzard, despite loot boxes, despite Hearthstone's expansions, is they've always seemed to be balanced, a good balance between revenue that they're going to make for the game, and if people want to go nuts with cosmetics, they can, and things that don't imbalance the game. Mobile doesn't give a shit about that. They will imbalance the shit out of their games. It's been my observation. Mobile games are pay to win for the most part.
Yeah, I can't tell you. I really don't play phone games.
Yeah, and the reason I don't is because of that shit. Like, if a game has you've used all of your moves for today, pay $5 to get 10 more moves, I uninstall it at that second if I find a game that does that. And to your point, I just stopped looking at mobile games after a certain time because I realized, they're all garbage.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll go into the shop and look and then download something and go, yeah.
The really good game that's the exception to the rule are are rare. I mean, they're you hardly ever find them. I was telling, I think we talked about it on the podcast a couple months ago, Cherry. The game dev tycoon game I played when we were on
Yeah.
at Vegas. Whenever we were like waiting on a plane or something, I would play that, and that game is literally $5 and you own it forever. No microtransactions at all. But that's the exception. I downloaded like 10 games knowing me that I'd have a hard time finding one that I liked, and I tried a bunch of them, but all I played was that game dev tycoon the entire time.
I did buy that. I may play it on the plane this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you'll hate it, but I played that in the blackjack training program, which totally worked in helping me lose a bunch of money. It was great.
Well, something's got to help you do that, I guess.
Metal Parky's saying that Fallout Shelter is good. Oh, Wolfie says hi, by the way, Gorby and Cherry.
Hey, Wolf.
Hey, Wolf.
How are you? I couldn't get it. I played Fallout Shelter for a little while, and guess what I did? I paid to win.
You did.
And I was like, why did I do this? It wrecked the game.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. For me, figuring out a game mechanic and understanding the strategy behind it to succeed is the fun. And if you could just pay to bypass it, it's like just watching the credits of a movie to start with. It's like, what was the point?
Right. I get that.
I don't know. Go ahead.
I don't know why I did. I think I was just bored, and I was waiting for Fallout 4 because I thought, I'm going to get into this game, and then I never did.
Oh, yeah.
That was a game full of janky controls, and everything was just way too for me.
So you're saying it was a Bethesda game?
Yes. And so I try to avoid them, but I always get swept up in the hype and then end up buying them and going, why did I buy this game?
All these people can't be wrong.
Oh, yeah, they're totally wrong.
So what's your favorite? Do you have a mobile game you like to play, Cherry?
I think I have like the standard probably Candy Crush on there. I think that's probably about it.
Candy Crush. Have you ever paid money in that game before?
No,
never.
I've never paid.
It's okay.
Never.
You could tell it. You could share it with us. We won't tell anybody.
I honestly really haven't, and I never will.
I have a friend that has said he spent $1,200-$1,300 in some of those games.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it was on my podcast.
Yeah,
Shit.
that was Adam, your friend Adam, who played the Star Wars game, the card collecting game, or whatever it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling I have more friends that are doing that now.
So Parky just brings up a good point. Pokemon Go, he said, is the only game he ever put money into. I did as well, and not because I felt needed to. I just wanted to. I thought it would be fun, and it was. When Molly and I were playing that together, we had a good time. I probably dumped, I want to say $60 in that game overall, which is a little bit ridiculous if you were like look at it now because we don't play it anymore. But we had fun at the time. It was worth it.
I have not played Pokemon Go.
Of Pokemon Go,
yes,
Pokemon Let's Go is coming out soon as well.
Yeah, a couple weeks, right?
No one bothered about that.
What did you say? What'd you ask? You don't know about? I know about it. Yeah.
No, is anyone bothered about it?
I'll tell you, I'm gonna get it because both Molly and Dee are interested to play it, and everyone says it's unlike the traditional Pokemon games, which I've never been able to get into. So I thought, well, maybe it'll be a stripped down version of the game that I can get into a little easier. So I'll give it a try. I might play it on stream a couple times just to see how I like it.
RPG coming out on the Switch for Pokemon?
It's kind of we talked about how long it takes a game company to make a game, right?
Yep.
How long ago was the Pokemon Go, big hoopla that happened? 2 years ago now? Year and a half?
Yeah, probably about that.
2016, I think, is when it happened. So let's say Nintendo and Niantic, the company who made Pokemon Go, started working on a game together. Well, this is it. This is their response to this unprecedented, unexpected success of Pokemon Go. So it's basically a stripped down Pokemon with like Pokemon Go integration. On the Switch, you can literally swipe and throw the ball.
Yeah, you can use the motion controls as well.
Yeah, motion control. So it's one of those things that like it's probably missed its mark, and all it's really doing is pissing off the diehard Pokemon fans. But that said, it could be just it's a good gamble for Nintendo. They need content. They need games for their console, right? They first party games. They've got Smash coming out, but this has been their sophomore slump a bit. On even though there is an absolute shit ton of third party games on the Switch right now, they've kind of had only a handful of first party games this year, and some of those have not been big franchises. It's what happens when you put Mario and Zelda out in the same year. You're going to have a slump after that.
Yeah.
I don't blame them though.
No, I don't either.
Hand, it's Pokemon. It's such a massive
Yeah.
series.
Pokemon is going to sell Pokemon.
Yeah.
People, right?
Yep.
Exactly, Gorby.
How is that $60? Okay.
What is it?
If it the new Pokemon, I just was thinking like, oh, that might be fun. Might be cheap. Maybe my son will get into it. No.
Not for 60, he won't.
Well, he might.
Yeah.
I mean, we did buy Mario Party, and I don't think anybody's played it.
You haven't tried it yet? It's actually pretty good. That's another first party title that came out. It's kind of a return to form for them. But that said, Molly and Dee and I played it once or twice. I haven't touched it in a month.
Right. Exactly.
But that's been mostly because I've been swamped, not necessarily because it's a bad game.
Well, I would have bought it if the online
Yes.
was the same.
Yep. The online is basically just a mini game mode. If you could play the actual board game with friends online, we'd probably all be playing it right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be a lot more fun. Did you guys see the new ads to the Nintendo Online?
No.
The new ads.
Well, don't worry, they're just garbage.
Are you talking about the NES games?
Yeah, they added 4 more.
Oh yeah.
A month ago.
Yep.
And I was like, oh right, what are we getting? And it was like King Solomon's. I was like, what the?
Solomon's Key.
That's it. Sorry, and it was just. Oh my lord!
What was really interesting though is that Zelda Special Edition. Did you see that?
No, what is that?
So, if you ever played Zelda 1, this is who is this for? Is what I kept thinking. And it's basically they take Zelda 1 and they played 30% of the game for you and left all the dungeons there. They went and got the second sword, the upgraded armor, the ring that lets you move rocks, and they opened every overworld hidden object. All of the staircases and bushes and rocks you could break are all opened. So go ahead.
What's the point in that?
Well,
Exactly.
I'm glad you asked, Cherry. I got to thinking about that. Nintendo is selling online to who? 40-year-old neckbeards like me who've played the game 1,000 times? No, they're selling it to everybody. So if there's a kid that's, let's say, my daughter's 11, and I handed her Zelda 1 for the first time with its lack of total introduction, she wouldn't play it for 5 minutes. I know she wouldn't. But because she would die on the second screen and go, what the hell, this game's bullshit. Well, she wouldn't say that. Well, she might, but not when I'm around. But if she was kind of overpowered and didn't have to find anything, she might stumble in and find the first dungeon on her own, or maybe the second dungeon, because you start out with like 9 keys as well. And maybe she would get into the meat of the game a little bit easier. So it doesn't win the game for you. It just gives you like a 30% head start. And I thought, you know what? That's something quick and easy for them to do. Just have it. It's basically a save state of the game where someone's gone through and opened everything. And I thought, you know, that is smart. If you're going to try to find a way to sell a 30-year-old NES game to younger kids, this is one of the ways to do it.
Nah, I don't agree with that, because
No?
I don't think someone of Molly's generation will be bothered by it because of the graphics.
Right.
They'd be playing it like, what is this trash?
I think people that played, older kids, that played the new Zelda might be interested to see how it starts, but they're never going to finish it. It's going to be the rare nerd that goes through it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's for everybody. I think it's for a smaller percentage of kids who, like Gorby said, I love Breath of the Wild. What is this Zelda business all about? You know what I mean?
I feel like that's just Nintendo being just Nintendo.
Right.
They are releasing this month on that one game worthwhile. It's Metroid.
Oh, the original Metroid?
Right, and then next month we are getting Ninja Gaiden, and that's about it. There's some other games coming out, but like Mighty Bomb Jack, Twinbee, Adventure of Lolo, and Wario Woods. I don't give a crap. And it's not like I'm going to go in and go through Metroid. I'm going to go, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. I remember this. All right, I'm done.
So you guys may recall, I have an NES Classic that I got whenever it was a couple years ago they came out.
Oh yeah.
I took online in 5 minutes. I flashed that thing with every NES game known to man, so I could give a shit what they put out on there.
Right.
The only thing is that I can't get is unusual stuff like they did when they released Star Fox 2 or when they did the Zelda special. I was like, well, what is this weird stuff? But yeah, the way I look at Nintendo Online, because it's so cheap, it's like it's them saying, hey, we have to charge something for this because it's infrastructure we have to keep up, and in order to sweeten the pot, we're going to give you a couple of things here and there, and those are all just gravy. Those are basically, it's sort of like when you hear, did you get your free PS Plus games this month? Like, well, free is you paid something for it.
Yeah.
Wasn't Yakuza free this month?
It could have been. I didn't look.
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
I have Yakuza 0. Yeah, Yakuza 0 is a lot of fun, but it's still an RPG. It takes time.
Whatever the last one, 6, 4, 15, I don't know. I went through that one. It was a good game. It was a lot of fun. I can't tell you what number it was because I can't count past 1.
Right.
But it was definitely a worthwhile game. So it made me interested knowing they were going to give away a free one. Because I might check it out.
Yakuza 0 is like a prequel, so it's
Right.
polished, but the older games they say are frustratingly held up by their age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was it Yakuza 0 that you tried playing on stream?
Yeah, I played quite a bit of it actually. Maybe I probably got 20 hours in it,
All right.
and
I think
just too many games to play.
I don't know. I've only played through about 4 games this entire year. But, you know, as we get to winter, I'll play through more. Spider-Man was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was another good one. That
Yep.
might be my favorite. Well, it was until this game.
Yeah, I still say Spider-Man for because it was easy to control. I had some frustrating moments in it, but it wasn't just a pain in the ass to move around, like it is in Red Dead. I had it was, I think it was General Chaos that watching him play Last of Us made me work to go back and finish that game when it got remastered, and I found out that playing it with steady frames really helped me a lot on the remastered version. That's one thing I'll say about Red Dead Redemption is it's pretty technically proficient. It doesn't have a lot of hitching or anything in it that I've seen.
I have not ever... So when I bought my PlayStation, I got a free copy of The Last of Us,
Uh-huh.
and I couldn't do it. I don't know why, but I know the story's supposed to be great. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I was in the same boat when I played it on PS3, and then I played it on PS4 and was able to just kind of push my way through there. There's a section, I think you and I talked about it, when you first find the clickers and you have to stealth around.
Well, that whole game feels like a stealth game, isn't it?
No. In fact, the thing that I didn't understand when I was in that first area where it was focused on stealth was that you're supposed to lose. You're supposed to not get through there. There's a point where you break down, you have to run. And I was like, well, every time that would happen and I started running, I would just hit start and start over. And what it is it was just a bad game design spot. There was one spot you have to go to that triggered a cutscene, and it wasn't clear that's what was supposed to happen. Once I got past that, I think there was one other spot in the whole game that frustrated me like that, and the rest of it was great. And I think it has, like Parky's saying right now, it's one of the best stories I've ever played in gaming. And I'm not saying that out of hyperbole. It really was like one of the ones that hit home, and like I felt for the characters more than I felt in a game in forever. Since back in the 2D days when you could get invested in a game. Cecil in Final Fantasy 2, damn it.
2 last things that I want to ask. Are you looking at that Witcher RTS card game thing?
What do they call that thing?
Thronebreaker?
No, I've not heard about this.
No.
Well, they didn't put it out on Steam. They put it out on like GOG.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be amazing, but I don't know. I think it's Gwent. I really do. I think it's a wrappered version of Gwent around an RPG.
And so it's got RPG elements too?
I think so.
Or RTS?
I think it's RPG, but I have heard RTS, but what I've seen of it doesn't look anything like an RTS to me. Maybe like if you consider Dota an RTS, which technically I think it is.
Yeah, it is. Is it like is it a single player or is it multiplayer?
I think it's single. I think it's a single player game.
That's a weird card game that's an RPG. That's like sounds like some Dungeons and Dragons shit right there.
Exactly. And are either you going to get Fallout? Are you planning on playing that thing online on stream?
I'm not.
No.
Unless I see, I've never been into Fallout, and unless I see something that was like undeniably good, I'm probably not going to play it.
I quit playing as soon as they made me build my own village, and they did it in the jankiest way. I was like, not doing this.
Are you talking about Fallout 76?
No, 4.
Oh, okay. No, I played Fallout 4, I think, for about 5 minutes. It could have been 3. I don't know. I try to get into them. I just don't care enough. I'm not invested in the franchise and the jankiness and the bad controls and stuff. It just drives me nuts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I think the next game that I'm going to get to play on stream is probably going to be Smash Brothers. That's the one game this year. I'm kind of at a impasse with that game because I had it for the Wii U and I played a lot, but I didn't have a lot of online friends to play with back then. That had a Wii U because I think me and 4 other people owned a Wii U. Gorby had one, didn't you?
Yeah. I do have one. I still have it.
Yeah, I have it with 1,000 games on the hard drive, and it just sitting collecting dust. Literally, I go in my daughter's room, and it's on the floor, just laying there with a bunch of shit on the floor. I'm like, what is this doing on the floor? Somebody's gonna step on it. But yeah, I'll probably get that and play because a lot of streamer friends I know have it, and I'll probably be terrible because I've not played it in forever.
I think that'll be the difference with the amount of people that now have access to a Switch and playing it online with your friends. I think is going to be probably the ultimate selling point for me, at least.
There's something about not being able to talk trash while I'm on my phone.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, that's the reason I'm doing streamer friends is I know most of us will have Discord and we'll just all hop in a Discord channel and kind of shoot the shit.
I know inevitably I'm going to own that game, but I can't get into it because people keep calling it a fighting game, and I guess I'm traditional, maybe? I don't know.
I like my fighting games 2D, goddammit, with 2 characters.
When was the last one I played? Tekken 7?
Yeah, we had Tekken 6. I think a couple of us played it.
6.
That game was like, I got into it. I sat down and I practiced it, and I'm like, wait, I think I hate this. I do.
Oh, was that the one that me and you played, Grunt?
Yeah, all 3 of us had it.
I had it, yeah. I still have it. Shit, I buy all my stuff digitally so I can never return the shit I don't play.
Oh, no, that went fast.
Yeah, it did. I was playing it alone. I'm like, ugh.
Right.
This is another slog.
I think I started playing it. I started playing the story mode to it, but there was a point where I couldn't get past one of the characters that you had to fight, and I must have tried it so many times, and I just got frustrated, and I don't think I ended up picking it up.
Yeah, you just look in the mirror. You're like, what am I doing this for?
I would look at it and be like, I could play it. I could play someone like no, let's play something else, and that was it.
Oh man.
Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for this week. Gorby, thanks for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Making time for us. We'll see you again in about 6 months, I'm sure.
No, I actually
closed out
need a shower.
prematurely.
Yeah.
We're like, I guess he's gone. Fuck.
Sorry about that.
God.
Hey, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, man.
Dude, what happened there?
I stupidly closed the window.
He closed the browser window on the chat app. Yeah, that's funny.
Sorry, everybody. But yeah, thank you. I want to be around more, at least a little bit, just to play some more games with you guys. I really miss doing that.
Yeah,
it's been fun. We played some Call of Duty together. That was pretty fun. Frustrating as hell, but pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
Do you have Call of Duty?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got like 15 hours in that game. That's a lot for me. So.
I knew when he was ready to hang it up when he was like, how do I check my plate hours? Because he's always trying to hit that 60 before he quits playing the game.
Yeah, I was. And clearly I'm never going to do that in that game. I mean, I really enjoy it, though. Are you guys still playing it?
Yeah, here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then I'll jump in again sometime.
I stopped inviting you after about the 3rd time you didn't want to. I thought he's too busy or he's done playing and I don't know which.
No, I was gone. I've been gone like the last 2 weeks. Every night of the week I had a meeting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so by the time I get home, it's 9, and then I'll get to play some Red Dead, and that's about it.
Well, I got the twin SMGs unlocked just in time for them to nerf it.
Good. I'm glad it got nerfed. I was sick of Ollie complaining about it.
Oh, well, don't worry. He'll complain. It'll just be something else he complains about. I know it.
They were garbage, though.
Yeah.
Not garbage as in like bad, but like just.
No, it's always been that way. I remember Modern Warfare, you could get dual P90s, and then you
really?
could do double strike, which doubled the rate of ammo you were shooting.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
It was disgusting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Level 40, you unlock the P90, and by level 52, you were doing that, and you were just wrecking people. Especially on like maps, was it Shipyard, where it was basically a 4x4 box, and there was, everybody was in there. That was
Yeah.
so much fun.
Shipyard was kind of like the starting area of PUBG with all the containers everywhere.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, there is a new map for PUBG coming out soon, the winter map.
Have we got a release date on that?
I've not seen it. It'll probably be like January if I had to bet.
Next Christmas.
Next Christmas, yeah. That's when the fixed PUBG campaign is going to come out.
Yeah.
Are you guys gaming anymore today?
Oh yeah, I've got a lunch meeting, and then I'm gaming.
Then you're going to Red Dead Redemption it up for the rest of the day?
Whatever.
That's
Like
cool.
Call out? What? Call of Duty? Was
Call out of duty.
Yeah.
When are you guys playing that?
I don't know. I got to eat.
I don't know.
Okay, I got to shower. I haven't showered in 6 days.
Ew.
So.
Careful, you'll get flies on your horse if you keep that up.
Oh wait, that's in game. Yeah, I'll be on later though. I'll be around, and I moved my PlayStation next to my computer.
Oh,
using
cool.
My monitor so I can play more.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, guys.
All right, thanks,
Thank you.
Gorby. Thanks, Cherry.
Yep.
Bye, Gorby.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Hey, look, I say goodbye.
Bye,
Way to
Gorby.
go. See you, bud.